I won't be a slave.
Oh, didn't you know? Never trust the wicked. When the cards are on the table, they tell wicked lies and fables. Unable to be dropping the prophecies like we be. Flipping off through the scriptures like Exodus 15 and 3. Ooh, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. How could you think to even add much more? Or is you lacking understanding? Because these pork chop preachers be lying but still demanding. Looting money from your pockets though. But never to teach you when they reach you that the son of God's a so-called Negro. A woolly gray afro and dark. That's when we step in to tear these lies apart. Scripture after scripture, let it rip you if you wicked. The Israelites are coming from Eastern to Pacific. Scholars are prolific with the scriptures like Solomon. All praises to the Most High that he chose us, now we in.
Here's a little something about the hidden truth. Somebody should have told you about the hidden truth. What? You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real.
What's real?
It's real.
That's right.
Here's a little something about the hidden truth. Somebody should have told you about the hidden truth. What? You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real.
What's real?
It's real.
That's right.
As it is written, the truth is sitting inside of a simple mind of a holy nation that doesn't know that they're divine. So let us take this time to run the line on the future. Prophecy of how the devil seduced you. There's more religions than there are pigeon dung, but none of these religions can tell you where you truly come from. This message is for the ones they call minority in the USA ghettos up under Satan's authority. The vast majority of my people don't have the true knowledge and understanding of the Bible, that they're the Jews. That's right, Christ and all the prophets have a dark complexion. So any foes of the facts don't have no protection. We make connection with the past with knowledge of the ever-present Bible to help my people with their suicidal tendencies, cause they tend to be led astray. We looking for that one trait, headed for the payday.
Here's a little something about the hidden truth. Come on. Somebody should have told you about the hidden truth.
What?
You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real.
What's real?
It's real.
That's right.
Here's a little something about the hidden truth. Somebody should have told you about the hidden truth.
What?
You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real.
What's real?
It's real.
That's right.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another exciting edition of The Hidden Truth. I'm your host, I'm Priest Kazakia, and with me today I have priest and teacher Tahawam Mayam.
Shalom, brothers and sisters.
Okay, and priest and reader Tazadak.
Shalom, brothers and sisters.
Okay. Once again, we're the Hebrew Israelites, and we're located here in Houston, Texas. There you get a little info about us. We're off of 8524 South Braeswood in H-Town. You brothers and sisters, we do have classes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 9, Fridays from 9 to 11, and then we have Sabbath morning classes. If brothers have enough energy to wake up that early, it's 8 o'clock. And we go over a lot of the Hebrew in the morning also, okay? We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. A lot of you brothers and sisters that are familiar with that, with ISHBK, Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge on Facebook. You could check us out there. Also, we have Ustream classes for brothers and sisters that are out of town. We're definitely trying to get that together more efficient, but we do have Ustream classes on Ustream, okay, and that is ISHBK also, okay, and our job and our focus is to teach the so-called Negroes, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Haitians, Dominicans, all these people on this sign here. You are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to history, historical facts and evidence that we have, and most of all, according to the Bible. You are the chosen people of God. You are not the Gentiles. We were lied to. Religions have taught us these things, and we found out through history and biblical history that you are the biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. And our main focus is to wake you up, wake our people up to the truth of the Scriptures, and to get us out of this conditions of a lack of knowledge and of a slave mind state that we're in today. And that brings us into today's topic. We're talking about, what is today's topic, Priest Tahawam?
What we're going to go over is our people, selling out and everything. But I want to address some of these questions that are and these comments that are being made as we put our YouTube videos out.
Yeah.
So far as whether we knock off some other camp or,
Right. Because I think it was our last show
Right.
And then we got the brother here. This brother's name is, or sister, I don't know, The World of Blacks. And he says here, and we also got some positive comments and some good comments on there, but we like to address these also. It says ISHBK is a knockoff of ISUPK, or ISUPK, yeah, which both represent a complete change of the original 1969 NYC Rabbi Abba Bivin School of Torah. Okay, so we wanted to just touch on the scripture on that really quick. Go to Micah really quick. Micah 4, verse 5, because we're talking about knockoffs of the knowledge of the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or different camps that came out of that.
Right.
You know, so read where you're at, because a lot of people are getting their information from Wikipedia, or they're going and getting this information, and they feel like they're kind of enlightened off of that, and they really know the background of the nation of Israel.
Right, right.
But you know, let's go to the scriptures and find out, how did the knowledge get out? Truthfully, read that.
Micah chapter 4, verse 5. For all people will walk every one in the name of his God. And we will walk in the name of the Lord.
No, Micah 4, verse 5.
Micah 4, verse 5. For all people will walk every one in the name of his God. And we will walk in the name of the Lord our God forever and ever. Verse 6. In that day, saith the Lord, will I assemble her that halteth, and I will...
I'm sorry, brother. That's my fault. It's Malachi 4, verse 5. I knew he was reading wrong. I was like, wait a minute. That's definitely not where we want to go. It's Malachi 4, verse 5, and then we're going to go to Corinthians. It's Malachi 4, verse 5. You know, just touching on this, we don't want to ignore all of... yes, we do delete the crazy, simple mind. I want to argue over everything, and I want to combat just for pointless reason. Right. We delete some of those, but a lot of these things we like to address, you know, because they have some points in them, you know. Read that, Malachi 4, verse 5.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Right, so we know that Elijah, the prophet, how did we get this truth? We got it before it went to Bibbins, before it went to the school of the Torah, before it went to these brothers. It was in slavery that this tradition was kept, that the so-called Negroes were the true Israelites. That's why in slavery we would sing, swing low, swing high, swing low, sweet chariot, come forth to bring us home, because we knew we were the sons of the Most High. So, you know, this thing about, oh, well, who got the truth first, or who teaches this and that and that. The thing is that all brothers have been endowed by one man. You know what I mean? And if you go biblically, that man is Elijah. He came, whether in this time, we don't know his name, but the first man that was teaching that the so-called Negroes in America are the true Jews, and that the people that are scattered through North, Central, and South America of Negroid and Indian descent, they're the Israelites. Read it again.
Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Right, so that great and dreadful day, the last times. Before Christ and the Most High, like Revelation 7 says, before he tells the angels to stop holding back the destruction, he said 144,000 were going to be sealed. So Elijah was going to come before that. Now, how did we get the truth? It's telling us Elijah, the prophet, gave us the truth. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
And how has this been done? Well, now we have the knowledge. We're going into the Bible. We're going into the history and the evidence to show that the people that are calling themselves Jews, they're not the true Jews. That actually us being brought over here to America, and the people, the Native Americans, put that sign up for me. The so-called Spanish-speaking tribes that were conquered by the Spaniards, Spanish Caucasian, okay, that these people right here, the indigenous people of America at the time, but us coming from Israel on ships, as it was prophesied, these people right here are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. And the doctrine was brought down from the Most High to Elijah, right? Us carrying this doctrine all the way up till today.
Right. Or that man that had that spirit of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Whatever his name was, you know.
Right.
His brother's name.
Because it had to be before Bivens. It had to be before these other brothers.
Right.
You know, but, you know, just putting things in perspective that this is God's work.
Right.
You know, brothers get caught up to like, I'm me. And that's what we touched on in the last class, but I'm me and I'm dropping the truth. Well, brother, we were all taught by somebody.
Right.
You know, and we should be joyful in that, learning that we're coming back to the knowledge of the Most High.
It's kind of going into that, the sellout class I'm going to be dealing with this show. But these cats is going into, like, being label whores still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the truth ain't copyrighted.
Right,
you know
right.
I mean? It ain't like a Nike owns the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? IS, these other camps, you know what I mean? Whether it be ISUPK or anyone, they don't own the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not copyrighted. It's not exclusive for them. And there is no knocking off anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
So far as a knockoff comment, that comes from a slave mentality of I want to buy Nike shoes or I want to buy Jordans.
Right.
Anything less is a knockoff.
Right.
This is not Nike. This is not Jordan. This is not your slave-minded, I'm going to buy labels kind of thing. There's no label on the truth.
Right.
It's not ISUPK's truth. It's not ISBHPK's truth.
Yeah.
It's not Martin Luther King's dream. It's none of that. This is the truth. This is
right.
according to the Bible.
Right. And those things, the truths that have been brought out of you know, the so-called Negroes being the true Jews, the Israelites, who they are. You know what I mean? This has been carried down, you know what I mean? And this is where we get caught up into why brothers' mentality, and, you know, they feed this to young-minded brothers, and they think they get into that gang mentality. It's not about that. Y'all got to come out of that madness. We're one nation, one kingdom. That's obviously a lot of brothers and sisters that's not perfect, but we need to strive for perfection and in righteousness and get this word out there. Right. You know what I mean? But the Most High is doing that. Once again, he's got a lot of brothers and sisters throughout the world sharing this word, this knowledge. Yep. But just to put things in perspective, the Most High was going to send Elijah, or the spirit of Elijah, back to share this word. Go ahead.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers.
Right. Now go to Corinthians really quick, and then we'll go into today's topic. Go to Corinthians. Where are you at?
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 4.
Read that.
For while one saith, I am of Paul, and another, I am of Apollos.
And we're having to pull this scripture multiple times.
Right.
One say, I'm of Paul, I'm of this camp, I'm of that camp. You know, we're all doing the work of the Most High. Some brothers lack knowledge. You can tell some brothers are not perfect.
Right.
You know what I mean? And as far as some brothers changing the knowledge, that's been addressed, because the changing comes in, we see from a lot of bitterness, anger, fighting, arguing. You know what I mean? Which ain't the spirit. Go ahead.
Are ye not carnal?
Right. So for brothers to keep with that mentality of, oh, I'm of Paul, I'm of Apollos, I'm of this camp, I'm of that camp. You know what I mean? The scriptures say you're carnal.
Right.
You're carnal minded, and you're thinking like the people we supposed to be teaching. Right. So and once again, it's a lot of young-minded brothers that really can't comprehend that we supposed to be way past that.
Yeah.
Like, it's foolishness, but it reveals where you sit at in your mind as far as when I was a child, I spake as a child. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Who then is Paul, and who is Apollos?
Like, who are we? You know what I mean? The Most High makes us great.
Right.
The Most High, this word, having been blessed and endowed to teach this word, that you should be happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stop taking it like it's yours. It's not. This word is given, and all nations, every nation, every tongue, every person will bow and confess. Yes, Israel are the chosen, but the Most High is the God of everyone. That means that what I'm saying is, yes, he chose Israel above all nations, but all nations, they won't, in the kingdom, they're not going to be serving no other gods. They're going to serve the one true God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So every nation will bow to the God of Israel. Okay, go ahead.
But ministers by whom ye believe.
Right, so we're ministers, man. You should be happy, brothers and sisters, that we're getting this word and you finding out, no, you're not niggas, spics, spooks, wetbags, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Mexicans, Negroes, but you should be happy that you're the chosen people. You know what I mean? So, and that you're endowed, and you brothers that's teaching this word, you should be happy that you're endowed to teach this knowledge and wake up our people. You should be happy of that. Go ahead.
Even as the Lord gave to every man. Verse 6.
Read.
I have
some man.
Right.
To every man.
Gave it to every man.
Gave to every man.
Right. So I can't be like, hold on, brother. If you ain't dealing with Kazakia, you know what I mean? You ain't dealing with the truth. That's just madness.
Right.
And you got to be a cocky, prideful person to say that. You know what I mean? The Most High, read that part again for him.
Who then is Paul? Who is Apollos but ministers by whom ye believe? Even as the Lord gave to every man.
The Most High gave us, the chosen, every brother. The Most High said he chose you to wake your people up. He said the flock of my pasture are men, and those men of Israel, Paul specifically points out in Romans 12:10 about the office, the serving, the giving of the law is given to the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 6. I have planted, Apollos watered.
One planteth, one watereth. So we might be teaching a brother, somebody looking right now, they might be getting the knowledge. We plant, and then they might meet another brother in the street, and he waters. Go ahead.
But God gave the increase.
But the Most High gives the increase. So this is what we have to understand and get back to the humility, man, and understand that this isn't our truth.
Right.
This is the Most High's truth.
Right.
And we're going to be subject to the Most High in Christ. Yes, Israel is going to rule in the kingdom, but under Christ. That's what we forget. We everybody want to take the glory from the Most High and from Christ instead of and giving them glory and understanding we've been endowed with this knowledge through the power of the Most High in Christ. Go ahead.
Verse 7. So then neither is he that planteth anything.
Read it again.
So then neither is he that planteth anything.
So please change your verbiage. This ain't about you. This ain't about you. It ain't about me. It's about the work of the Most High, his will. Go ahead.
Neither he that watereth.
Read.
But the Most High that giveth the increase.
You brothers and sisters you brothers need to go back to the Bible and understand and read your Bible. It ain't for you to walk around cocky and act like you own the word, you own the truth. And nah, man. Yeah, some brothers might not be on point. Well, we let them know. That's fine. But as far as owning the truth, nah, man, that's way off. So just to touch on that comment right there, okay, and going into today's topic, we're talking about sellouts.
Right.
Okay, sellouts. So where did you want to go, Priest Thawam?
First and foremost, we hit Jeremiah 10, and we usually go through this over the holidays. But I just want a couple of verses out of there. Start at 10 and verse 1 and read a little bit of verse 2.
Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right, so he said, hear the word of the Most High, O house of Israel, you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, and Panamanians, as we see on the side. You people scattered throughout North, Central, and South America of so-called Negroid and Indian descent, the Most High wants you to hear this word. Read on.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Stop learning the way of the heathen. Stop trying to go out and kiss their butt. Stop trying to go out and do what they do. Stop trying to do what America's caught up in, the homosexuality, the drugs, the molestation, the throwing your babies in the garbage, the cruelty, the wrath. Stop getting involved in these things. Our people are so busy trying to run around and do what the so-called white man wants them to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or what he pushes their image out to be on television. Yeah, they don't give out the real image of none of these brothers. You know what I mean? When Dr. Dre came up with Snoop and all the gangster rap and all they laid down, they didn't show you that Snoop was some little family man with a family, you know, with a wife and kids. They didn't show you that Dr. Dre went to UCLA and graduated and everything. They don't show you that part. They just show you them with they pants sagging, with their colors out. You know what I mean? Talking about shooting somebody, just smoking some weed, drinking this much. You know what I mean? That's what they showed. And our people, we went after that. We went after that European image of the black man, the European image of the so-called white man. That's what we went after. And so the scriptures are showing them, stop learning the way of the heathen. Stop going into those ways.
Yeah, and this is where we use the word ideology, because this is where we've gotten all these concepts from, you know, from TV, radio, music, from their professors. You know, we've got all these things from them. Now, we were talking about it. We were talking about it also, dealing with and this is a subject that comes up a lot, that you know how you have commentaries in the Bible.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of these commentaries are teaching you from their concept.
Right.
They don't teach you from the concept of the scriptures. They don't teach you from precept upon precept, line upon line. They're teaching you from their concept. So you got a lot of our people doing that too.
Right.
I'm learning the Bible, but I'm learning it the way outside of what the scriptures are saying, according to their concepts, their ideals.
Exactly.
You know, they're reading it with that American mind state instead of a Hebrew mind state.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the thing is we fall into that. We fall in, as a nation, we fall into that, and we think, okay, this is how we're supposed to think.
Yeah.
But whatever way that they've put out there for us to think, that's how we think.
Right, right.
It's from the educational system.
Right.
From what we got to be free from, that I'm going to teach you what to think instead of how to think.
Right. Yeah. You know, the reason I brought up that point is because I was reading something about the beard, and like we went over last week or the week before about the beards, and the person was saying that, oh, we didn't have to wear beards, and I was like, wait a minute. All these scriptures, but what they did is they got one scripture on Ezekiel. We didn't get a chance to pull it. I wanted to pull it, but it was telling you that our hair wasn't supposed to be too long and it wasn't supposed to be too short.
Right.
But, you know, just showing that there was a midway, that you're supposed to be groomed.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was supposed to be long like a woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? The priest's hair wasn't supposed to be long like a woman. But what I'm saying is that they get these concepts from the American mentality instead of going and saying, wait a minute. There's 75 scriptures telling you we wore our beards. We had this custom. Right. We did this. You know what I mean? They would go, and because their lack of understanding and because of what they were taught from America and their customs, they would read it according to that instead of reading it according to the scriptures.
Right. Or even, you know, having a Hebrew mind state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That, listen, these are kings. These are men that had power.
Right.
You know what I mean? And warriors, you know what I mean?
Right.
Being at war for all that life, you know what I mean? When do you have time to shave?
Right, right.
Time to be a Gillette man.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? The aftershave, and you know what I mean? You don't have time for that. Aaron being a priest every day, all day, offering sacrifices.
Right.
You're not sitting there shaving. You're not sitting there edging up.
Right, right.
But we have this American mindset. Why? Because Americans are fat. They're lazy as hell.
Right.
You know what I mean? They want to be stupid as all their life. They want to be ignorant. And so we have this mindset that, oh, okay, we just had time to sit around and shave all the
right. time. Yeah, and we want to engraft that. It's a constant theme we go over, but we want to engraft it into the scriptures.
Right.
I want to have the knowledge, but I want to make it easy on me.
Comfortable for myself.
Yeah, because I grew up in America. I grew up with these comforts, so I want to have those comforts still. So whether it's Christian brothers, you got Christian brothers, they want the scriptures. They have a zeal,
right,
but not according to knowledge. I want to serve the Most High, but I want to keep Christmas because this is what I grew up. I want to keep Thanksgiving. Or you got Israelite brothers. You got, Israelite brothers. Oh, I want to be about the knowledge. I want to be about the scriptures, but I want to still smoke my herb.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm connected with the earth, my brother. You know what I mean? And
right,
it's that type of mentality. I'm still engrafting Americanism because I'm really a slave to that.
Right.
I really sold out to that, and I'm trying to make it easy for me.
Exactly. No, I mean that's right with the next verse is Revelations 18:4. We just learned the Most High had told us. He said, "Come, learn not the way of the heathen." He doesn't want us learning their ways. America being the great melting pot that it is, you Hebrews, you brothers and sisters out there, y'all need to come out of her ways. Stop trying to be Americanized / Hebrews.
Right,
you know
right.
I mean? There is no Hebrew Americans.
Right.
There is, you know what I mean? There is
right.
no Afro-American, all that stuff. Kill that hyphenated bull and follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Yeah, let me say this, brothers and sisters. We are here live. We're at 832-643-1359. If you want to text, if you want to call live in, you can go ahead and call us with the number on the screen. Brothers and sisters at YouTube, once again, you can. I've been getting a lot of brothers and sisters. Y'all can text me anytime you want at 832-643-1359. So just go ahead.
Right. Get Revelations 18:4.
Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people."
See that? This is a voice from heaven. This is the Most High. This is Christ telling the people, telling you Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, as you see the sign right there. This is that voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people." Not be a part of her. Don't be joined unto America. You understand? Read on.
Right. I do have to say on this, because we get a lot of brothers and sisters thinking, now we got to leave America, you know. Listen, you already had that. Look at the brothers online and on Facebook, and they try to go escape to Egypt, and guess what they did? Those Egyptians, those Israelis or whatever over there, they kicked them right out. They're not letting them stay there. The Most High is going to deliver us from America. It don't mean to get up, pack up, and leave. Right. Christ is going to deliver us. It's talking about, like the priest is saying, coming out of this ideals, the mentality, the way of thinking, the way of living, coming out of those things.
Right. So read that again.
Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins."
So you could stop partaking in her sins. So you can stop dealing with her laws, with her ways, with her customs. You understand? And that means, you know, so you can stop dressing like her, man. So you can stop wearing skinny jeans and extra small shirts. You know what I mean? So you can stop wearing your leggings if you're a woman, you're wearing these leggings.
Right. Oh man.
Showing your whole anatomy through the mall to every man that's around.
Right.
You know what I mean? While you got your wedding ring on. Of all things.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Stop doing these things. Come out of her. Come out of that mind state, my people. Read.
And that you receive not of her plagues.
You don't get her. You don't partake in her sins, the adultery, the crime, the murder. So you don't partake in those things, and so you don't receive her plagues.
Right.
He wants you to come out of her ways, but our people want to be Uncle Tom, sell out, coon niggas their whole life, and just be lazy and not change. And this is what the topic of the class is about. Is about dealing with her ways, dealing with America's filthy, polluted ways, and kissing up to the so-called European, the so-called white man, and trying to deal how they deal. You understand? So go from there. Go to Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 8.
Right, because we got to understand, they're not. Where are they, the so-called white man or these nations? Where have they receive their knowledge from?
Right.
Their knowledge ain't from the Bible.
Right.
Their knowledge ain't from the scriptures.
Right.
Their knowledge ain't to uphold Christ. And if you understand that, that's simple.
Right.
If you understand that, then you will understand that everything they're coming with, everything they're teaching is off, is out of the way of the Most High.
Yeah.
You know? But go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 5 verse 8. Remove thy way far from her.
See that? This is that same her that it's talking about, this strange woman, this American dream. Remove your foot far from her. Don't let your paths go into the ways of of American mind state. Don't let your paths go into the ways of the Europeans and their thought process.
The homosexuality, the orgies.
Right.
I want to put on the tattoos, and I want to be clones of their ideals.
Yeah, cross-dressing, I want to be a transsexual.
Right.
I mean, all that stuff, put those things away. And then on top of it again, y'all sitting here wondering why we're in slavery. You're giving them all your money.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're going to go more into that in the next scripture.
Yeah.
But you're giving them all your riches. You know what I mean? You giving this American dream all your riches while you pass up brothers that are setting up businesses.
Right.
You passing up your own people. You're hating your own people. And
our people are good for that. Oh, they good for that one. Anytime they see us at our businesses.
Right.
And they will pass us up quick to go for the name brand,
right.
or the so-called name brand. because the Chinese man, he made it in China. He brought the Chinese Jordans over.
Right.
And they put it in a little bootleg store in the mall. And because you think I am spending, I'm spending a lot of money for this, you're getting the real quality stuff.
Or even the so-called real.
There you go.
Jordan is not owning that Jordan image no more.
Mm-hmm.
Those Jordans you buying in the store, they owned by the white man. Jordan sold that company a long time ago. He sold himself out a long time ago.
Right.
And so them Jordans y'all killing each other off. Hey, guess what? You're not buying Jordans.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
For one, he was never making them himself anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? And two, that's not his company. You buying from the so-called white man. Then guess what? When you killing each other and robbing each other for those Jordans, the thing where they are putting you is in a nice Jordan-funded prison.
Right.
Because Jordan put all his money into the prison system.
Wow.
To get y'all niggas locked up.
I heard that.
Make money off each one of y'all. So that's what you're putting your money into. You sold out to a sellout. Read on.
And come not nigh the door of her house.
Right. See, the Most High didn't want y'all dealing with her, with America, with this way. Stop dealing with her. Get out of her. Don't even come to the door of her house. Read on.
Verse 9. Lest thou give thine honor unto others.
Because you giving your honor to others. You giving your money to others. You giving your pride to others, man. The pride that you were supposed to have was in the Most High. You giving that. You selling your pride, man.
Right.
Walking around in damn booty shorts and
right.
You know what I mean? Walking around, again, walking past your own people and won't even look at them. But as soon as a white man come and wave at you, you know what I mean? Sisters want to, oh, hey. You know
Right, exactly. It's terrible. And that brings me to this Sterling.
Right.
The Sterling cat.
The Clippers owner.
The Clippers owner. You know, it brings me to the point that, you know, everybody is looking at the Clippers and, you know, and saying, oh, what they gonna do? Well, what you think they're gonna do? How is America, and what does America uphold and uplift and promote? They promote what? What do they promote? Money.
Yeah, money is
it's about sell your soul for the money.
Right.
Sell your soul for the mighty dollar. They're not worried about, it's not worried about your spirit or how you look.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the ideal of America. This is the plan of America for the black man, for the Mexican man to sell their soul for that dollar by any means necessary.
Right. Yep.
You know, and this is what the Most High is trying to make us aware of.
Yeah. He's trying to show us we got to get out of that way.
Yeah, they actually thought that they was gonna stop playing, that they were gonna just not come on the court.
Right.
Man, these niggas, they will lose their contracts, they'll lose their money, they'll lose all that, and nobody has enough of a backbone because the so-called white man has pulled that right out of them.
Oh yeah.
You know, there was a quote, and I was trying to get her to find it, but that Sterling cat said himself, "I buy them cars. I buy them houses.
Yep.
I buy them, I give them all these things." This is what that white man told them, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it reminded me of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and I think the 64th verse. But he said, in the want of all things.
Yep. Serve them a hunger and
thirst. Hunger and thirst and nakedness. And that's the thing that the Most High is showing us, that you sell out. You'll pass up your own people when they're struggling, and they're the stores at the end of the mall trying to make money, trying to make some dough to get by.
Right.
But you'll pass up all your people. I watch out here in Texas. You know how the little Caribbean spots, the West Indian spots, or Benjamin, they're rare out here.
Yeah.
They're rare out here because, you know, they don't know about that. Coming from New York and California, you know, you get a lot of that.
Right.
But they don't support, our people don't support those.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't support those little spots like that have Caribbean food or you know what I mean?
Let Popeyes or KFC have a sale, and they'll line up around the block until it sells out. You know what I mean? Until they don't have no more chicken left.
Right.
That one video on there, you know what I mean? That these cats ran Popeyes out of chicken just for them saying on Tuesday they was going to make it $1 less. You know what I mean? They ran that whole damn store out.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But that's our people. You know what I mean? It's what they do. It's what they caught up into. And then we take it to the element of the truth.
Right.
I mean, y'all want to turn the channel on us right now because you see a black man, a Native American, you see brothers up here teaching the word of the Most High.
Right.
But you'll sit there in Joel Osteen's face and pay him, you know what I mean? Not just 10%, but 20, 30, 50% of your check to get him a new suit and get him a G6 plane.
Right,
you know
right,
I mean?
right.
And you're giving your honor to these nations, man.
Right.
Y'all giving they're giving themselves to these people.
Yeah, their soul, their spirit.
Yeah. Read on.
In thy years unto the cruel.
Right. You giving your what did the first part say? Giving your honor unto others. Right. You're giving your honor unto others in your years to the cruel. You working all this hard for people that don't give a damn about you, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? These players, they could have easily shut down the whole NBA.
Yep.
We're not playing one more game. F you.
And gain control of what is going on.
Right.
Like they said, it's 90% black men in the NBA. Like, you could have gained control of this is what we always say. We can gain control of America if the blacks, Hispanics, the Israelites, the Mexicans, if you put the sign up there, and I always say this, but if you look at the tribe of Judah and you look at the tribe of Issachar, if those two tribes will unite and come together, we can shut down America in one day.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And now look at the other tribes. Imagine if all 12 tribes united.
Stop selling out.
See, but this is right. Stop selling their soul for the money, for the drugs, for the dope. Yep. And this is why.
Gucci this, Fendi that, Versace this.
Yeah.
Those are all Roman Europeans, man.
Right.
They put so much money in their pockets, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's sad about it, is that the scripture couldn't be about nobody else. This can't be about them fake Jews over there.
Right.
They didn't go. They're not doing this.
Right.
They ain't putting money in your pocket. They don't put nothing in America's pocket. America's paying them $9 million a month.
Wow.
So they ain't putting money in nobody else's pocket but themselves. Them Rothschilds, them Steens, them what's his name?
Kennedy's,
Spielbergs and all that. They ain't putting no money in the hood. They ain't buying no George's Chicken Shack, you know what I mean? They ain't paying y'all. But you sitting over there giving them all your money, man, sitting in their movie theaters, buying their clothes, buying their jewelry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not giving a dime back to the hood, not giving a dime back to your community.
Right.
These big rappers, they come up and then they start talking about Jacob the jeweler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This dude's a European.
They give out a few turkeys during Thanksgiving.
Right. You know what I mean? To what? To that's what you feed your people, scraps?
Yeah.
Y'all ain't eating turkeys, man. You know what I mean?
That's exactly.
They're eating like kings.
Because this established chaos. You know, it's in the black community, in the Mexican community, in the Israelite man community,
right.
It's division. We got to keep division there.
Yep.
Even us dealing as Israelites. Look at how many brothers and I'm going to say it again, young-minded, not spiritual, but carnal-minded, they can't even see that you're bringing that to the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because Christ didn't even deal like that.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to say, is that's that American mentality. Yep. That's that slave mentality, that your eye shall be evil towards your brother.
Right, we're going there too.
Okay, my bad.
Well, it's all good, but
my bad.
Again, as y'all listen to this scripture, as y'all reading Proverbs 5, verse 8 down, listen to this and see that there is no other nation like this except you so-called Negroes, except you so-called Mexicans. The Chinese man, when you go in his store, he buys his products from Chinese. Then when you go in his store, you pay all that money. He don't give it back to that neighborhood.
Yep.
He barely pay taxes to that neighborhood. And then on top of it, set up your own store. Set up your own little grocery store, convenience store, and see if that Chinese man come and buy from you. Soon as he see your black, tan, whatever self, he gonna walk right out of your store. But read on, you're gonna see it.
Verse 10, lest strangers be filled with thy wealth.
Right, so lest strangers be filled with your wealth. He's telling you, get away from that mind state.
Right.
He's telling us, get away from that, get away from their ways, because you're going to have strangers being filled with your wealth. Read on.
And thy labors be in the house of a stranger.
Right, like you slaves here in America, or the NBA players, they slaves to that NBA. You know what I mean? Why? Because their labors are in the house of a stranger. The NBA is like 90% black.
Right.
90% Judah, man. They don't even draft white people hardly in the first draft. You know what I mean? You don't watch we'll get all the Edomite, all the white people, we'll get them in first. No, there's mostly black.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Blindside wasn't about a white girl picking up a white man.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? She went and got her a big giant Negro, big
Right.
healthy one, to put him into slavery to the NFL. So this is what you're doing. You're giving your labors to strangers.
Oh, slavery. He was freeing him, brother. he was financially freeing this man. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And thou mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed.
Right, and you mourn at your, right, go ahead.
Verse 12. And say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despises reproof.
Right, so you're going to be dealing with these cruel people, giving your labor to them, and then you're going to be looking like, damn. You know what I mean?
What did I receive from
Right.
it?
You know what I mean? Where's my 401k that they
And that's what they're realizing.
Yeah.
No 401k. You don't got no backup plan.
And you get Social Security.
That no Social Security. And that's what the Most High did. The Most High is destroying that image. He's destroying that image that America has upheld.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 13. And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to them that instructed me.
Right. You didn't listen to them brothers teaching the truth. You didn't listen to them brothers teaching the Bible. You didn't even listen to your parents when they were trying to instruct you in the ways of righteousness. You went after what TV told you. You went after what the government told you, what the white man told you. That's your fault. That's how you're going to look back and see it. But jump from there to verse 15.
Verse 15. Drink waters out of thine own cistern.
You're supposed to be dealing with your own people, man. Y'all so-called Negroes supposed to be buying from the so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, and Mexicans. Y'all so-called Mexicans supposed to be buying from your own people.
Where's the unity? Where's the love amongst your nation? Where's the love amongst your people?
Exactly.
It's so much self-hatred that every time you see you see them
Right.
hustling. And you know how it is to be like them.
Yeah.
But, whether it be the Willie Lynch, whether it be the straight out division that was created through slavery to hate on, he's dark skinned, he's a light skinned. He's like, you hate on your own people in that. You know what I mean? So instead of doing that, understand that how you feel when you're trying to struggle, when you're fighting,
Yeah, it's so funny because that knockoff thing wasn't just on the truth. We hear that every day with our products. And it's like, you really think you buying Jordans?
Right.
When you bought your girl that Michael Kors purse, Michael Kors was sitting in his basement sweating over that purse.
Right.
The Chinese made all that, man.
Right.
You ain't buying nothing that ain't knockoff. And you paying hundreds and thousands of dollars for it because they put a label on a $6 pair of shoes.
Right.
They buying them shoes in China and Korea for $6, and you paying $250.
Our people feel prestige. Yeah. It's like when they gave us chitlins and gizzards and hog maw and. It's the same thing. It's like they said, feed him this. Now, it's a delicacy to them. They're like, oh, yeah, crawfish. That's good.
Right.
This is some good food when it's the doo-doo of the water.
Right. You should question that if
right.
that's the only thing America gave you to let you say that's ours.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't let you say the sports were yours, even though you're running the sports.
Right.
Even golf, you know what I mean? Even though you're running the soccer teams and
music industry.
Else. Exactly.
Yeah.
They won't give you none of that. They got the white man running that.
You're not gonna gain a foot and control because just to go on this right with it is that they're not gonna gain a foot in this because the Most High is showing them that you have to come to Him to get this financial freedom, to get this love, this unity. You know what I mean? Because our people don't have that love. They don't have the unity because Hosea 4:6, my people destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's scary, man. Especially when the brothers telling us that, we're knock off this. Like, bro, you're a label whore.
Right.
You're a damn label whore. You want a label on your truth? Well, then go get a label.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that makes you a whore. That makes you a little prostitute. And matter of fact, go to Ezekiel 16. Because it kind of brings us right into this, you know what I mean? That our people have whored themselves out.
Right.
Y'all using sellout. We use the word sellout. You know what I mean? When we see somebody talking proper, or when we see somebody that getting an education, or whatever.
Right.
But we don't use the term sellout for people that are killing their own people.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't use the term sellout for these NBA stars, these NFL stars that ain't gave a dime back, some of them to their own mama.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh man. Wow.
We don't use that term sellout for none of that. but we'll use the term sellout because someone speaks properly.
Right.
They have diction and they have a vernacular about themselves. That's stupid, man.
Right.
Read that 16, and I want you to start at verse 35.
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 35. Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of the Lord. Verse 36.
I'm sorry. You know what? Let's start up. Verse 33.
Verse 33. They give gifts to all whores.
Now listen, Israel, you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, you so-called Mexicans, they give gifts to all whores. All right, if you go down the stroll and you deal with a prostitute, you're gonna pay her. You understand? Now, what does the Most High say about you, Israel? Read on.
But thou givest thy gifts
but you give your gifts, read.
To all thy lovers.
To all your lovers. To America. What's his name? Donald Silver. What is his name?
Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling, so-called, loves you.
Right.
You're giving your work to him. Mm-hmm. See that? They give gifts to all lovers, but you giving your gifts to them.
The ideal is that now that I can show out and dance and sing and be a sports star.
Right.
Therefore, I am doing what I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm giving myself as a slave, as an idiot, this stage, and you feel like, well, look at me.
Right.
Instead of understanding you, the fool.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're the clown.
Yeah. Yeah. You the Sambo, man.
You're the Sambo.
You the new Bojangles. You know what I mean? That's what you are to them.
And there's, by all means, no money that can turn me from that, and that's the ideal, and it's something I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. This little Atlanta housewife chick. They did the little porno thing, but something that this guy said, one of the radio hosts, he said, all money's not good money.
Right.
And the thing is that the reason why I'm using him or even bringing Charlemagne up is because I'm thinking like, wow. That's the first time I've ever heard that from our people.
Right.
Like, it surprised me. I'm like, you seen Charlemagne actually say that. And I'm thinking, like, if our people thought like that more,
right.
More of our people thought like that and understood like that, they wouldn't be making porn when you got 3-year-old daughters, or they wouldn't sell out their spirit for $1.
Right. Yep. And so that's a problem with our people, man. So we're so caught up in giving ourselves to everything else. You know? And like I said, as we keep reading this is addressed to Israel. There's no way you can't tell me that those people over there in Israel right now are the real Jews, are the real Israelites, because they're not doing they don't have none of these attributes.
No.
It's only the so-called Negroes that's read the scripture again,
right?
Because this is a favorite of mine dealing with y'all so-called Negroes, man, especially.
Well,
the Negroes and the Mexicans, man. Y'all love doing this, man. The Mexicans be flooding Abercrombie with all their hard-earned money.
Right.
Y'all built the whole neighborhood in 5 days and then got paid and went to Abercrombie.
And then you buy some ripped up damn pants that
right.
your mom can make better than them.
Right. You're not wearing ripped up pants on the construction site.
Right.
You go buy those damn pants, them little skinny pants. You know what I mean? They tricking off all their money to these nations, man. Well, read it.
Ezekiel 16 and 33. They give gifts to all whores.
They give. This is the mentality that, I mean, if you're gonna deal with a whore, you know, if you're this wicked, this is how it works. You give gifts to the whore. You know what I mean? Read.
But thou givest thy gifts to all thy lovers.
Right. See that? Read.
And hirest them.
See that? You a whore. He calling Israel a whore. But we're a whore that's giving our gifts to all the lovers.
Wow.
You know I mean, he comes in, bangs us out, and we leave money on the nightstand for him.
Wow.
and everybody that hires us, we give our money to them. Go ahead.
That they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom.
Right, and y'all know what that means. That's as graphic as the Most High about to get with y'all.
Wow.
You're letting these nations bang y'all from every direction, man. Y'all like the blonde prostitute in the porno. Read on.
Verse 34.
You letting them hit you, and what I mean by that is y'all letting them hit you spiritually, rape your spirit. You letting them rape you monetarily, resourcefully. They're taking your ideas. They're taking your wealth. They're taking your money. They're taking your people. They're ripping your kids off the streets and selling them off in Europe. Y'all don't even know about this stuff going on in Europe, but in the UK, they got a slave trade where they still selling your children that come up missing over here. They still doing it. They letting men pay $50 to sleep with your 1-year-old daughter who got snatched out of her crib, got snatched out the back of your car, and he's paying $50 to have sex with them while another white man watches and drinks beer. And this is what you're giving yourself to. Read on.
Verse 34. And the contrary is in thee from other women in thy whoredoms.
Right. The contrary is in you from other women in thy whoredoms. See, if a woman's gonna be a whore here in America, and y'all seen them plenty of times, they on TV, the housewives of everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? they're contrary. You're contrary to those type of whores, because those whores, they go out and sleep with men for money. But us as a nation, that we pay the people to bang us. It's in the contrary is in you from other women in thy whoredoms. Read.
Wow.
Whereas none followeth thee to commit whoredoms.
Right. See, nobody else follows you to commit whoredoms. Nobody follows the way you do whoredoms.
Right.
Nobody else tries to let other nations bang them and pay them. The Chinese, they'll be damned if you sell a Chinese product in America and they don't get money from that. The Africans tried to claim you Negroes and try to get reparations for you. And America wouldn't even give them money for you, because they already know they paid for Jews. They didn't pay for Africans. But here's the thing is, all these other nations know not to let nobody rape them and take them resourcefully, spiritually, monetarily, except the so-called Negro, except the so-called Mexican. Read on.
And in that thou givest a reward.
Right, and in that you give us a reward. That you let them sleep with you and give them a reward.
Wow.
No other nation does that. Read on.
And no reward is given unto thee.
And nothing is given to you. You get minimum wage at every job you sell yourself out to, McDonald's to Wendy's to Abercrombie to being an actor to being a NBA star, NFL, whatever.
Yep.
You do all this and they don't give you jack.
No, yeah, not anything that, you know, because our people look like and say, well, I get paid for what I do.
Yeah, I get millions.
I get millions.
But do some Michael Vick stuff and see what happened.
Right, exactly.
That Donald Sterling, he probably cross-dressing and everything else.
They said he's gonna make billions.
Yeah, he just got more notoriety.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, they killed his son the day after.
I seen that.
Yeah. So he's getting notoriety. He's selling everybody out. Go ahead.
Therefore thou art contrary.
Right. That's why you're contrary. Read on.
Verse 35. Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of the Lord.
So he's telling you, Israel, you harlot, hear the word of the Most High. Stop listening to every other nation. Stop listening to every other thing and letting them fornicate with your mind. Read on.
Thus saith the Lord God, because thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredoms with thy lovers, and with all the idols of thy abominations, and by the blood of thy children.
Wow.
Which thou didst give unto them.
Right. See, y'all giving your kids to these nations, man. Y'all
willingly
telling little Jerome, man, grow up and be a basketball star. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
willingly.
For y'all hood niggas, and I do mean the word niggas, y'all raising your kids up, blowing smoke and weed in their face and showing them how you deal with drugs and everything.
Smoking weed, letting them smoke. Oh my God.
Making your babies hold weight. That's ridiculous, man. But this is the whoredom y'all into. Read on.
Verse 37. Behold, therefore I will gather all thy lovers, with whom thou hast taken pleasure, and all them that thou hast loved, with all them that thou hast hated. I will even gather them round about against thee.
That's where we are in America. We're surrounded by all these lovers that we had, that we gave ourselves to, gave our children to. This is talking about back in the day when we went and worshiped their idols. We wanted to worship their images and worship their customs. So he sold us into the nations. He said, you know what? You're going to be right there in America surrounded by the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, the white man. You're going to be surrounded by all these people you hoard out to. Read.
And will discover thy nakedness.
I'm going to discover your sin to them. When you read about that nakedness, it's talking about sin. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You go to Numbers and you find out that Moses saw the people were naked, meaning he saw that they had sinned. You know what I mean? It breaks it down for you. But what he's showing you right there, he's going to discover that sin to all the nations. He's going to show these nations, like, listen, look at these people, man. Look at this nigga with his pants sagging. Look at this cat.
And that's what he did. That's what the Most High did. This is the punishment for us disobeying the commandments of the Most High.
Exactly.
This is the punishment of not following the law, statutes, commandments of the Scriptures. This is the punishment of, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You're not free. Why? Because you don't want to realize the truth. You don't want to realize reality because it's too real for you. And the thing is, I love lies. I love America. Could I get one really quick? Go to Isaiah 52 and 3 really quick. And just what you're saying is that this is what we love. This is what, let me say this, the wicked love.
Right.
They love this. They love these ideals. They love the way they could sell their spirit and their soul and their children for money, for carnal things, for notoriety and all these things.
Right, because the righteous, they the ones sighing and crying, as we read in Ezekiel 9.
There you go.
They the ones like, you know what I mean? Man, I can't take this crap.
There you go.
These are the sisters we see walking around with, they going back to their natural. You know what
I
mean?
Right.
They wear all the makeup,
right,
implants and lipo and all this stuff. They walking around natural now. They looking for a good man that's not caught up on Nikes and jeans and filling his house with.
And that's what the Most High is doing. He's putting during this time, he's putting a difference between the clean and the unclean, between the people that love this world and the righteous.
Exactly.
It's going to be a small number of righteous. But go ahead, read that.
Isaiah 52 and 3. But thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught.
Right, you sold yourselves for naught. You became the whore that gives instead of the whore that receives. You sold yourselves for naught. Go ahead.
Or even better, a wife that gets gifts from her husband.
Right.
Most High.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, you done fell from that to being a whore.
Right.
Not only a whore, but a whore that gives out gifts.
Right. You know what's funny about this, and I know we're going into a lot of things, but it shows, man, that how in Deuteronomy the Most High said he would lift us up above all nations if we follow the law, statutes, commandments. But Israel, our people, man, the so-called Negroes, y'all have been beaten down so much that they're like, you know what, man, I don't want all that. I just want a big screen TV, be able to get high, my nigga, and I'm good.
Right.
Y'all talk. You're talking about running a block, selling a few bags of weed. We're talking about controlling the universe.
Right.
You know, and that's what level our people has been oppressed in their neck, has been stumped down to believe that that's it.
Right.
This is it. But read that again. It tells us. Read.
For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourself for naught,
Read.
and ye shall be redeemed without money.
You did it all for the dollar. You did it all for this money, and it's for nothing.
Right.
You understand? You sold yourselves for naught. You know what I mean? And you weren't even a good whore at that. You know what I mean? You were a terrible woman.
Right.
You know, go ahead.
Go to the curses. Let's go to the curses. Deuteronomy 28, started 1 verse 1. Chapter 1 verse 1, Deuteronomy. And let's see who he's talking to first. And then we're going to go into a couple curses just to show you this is Israelites.
Right.
This is you so-called Negroes. He's speaking to Israelites, and this is how you know that those people back then are these people today. Read.
Deuteronomy 1 and 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So what you read in Deuteronomy is what the Most High spake to all Israel. Go to 28 verse 43.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get thee up above thee very high.
Right, he's going to get up above you very high. The stranger that comes in you, the Timmy Chans of the world, the Nikes, the Jordans, the Abercrombies and Fitch, they're going to get up in your neighborhoods. They're going to be setting up shop, and they're going to get up above you very high. Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
Dumbass is going to, excuse my French, but your dumbass is going to get broke trying to cater to them. You buying $250 Jordans, man.
Wow.
Something that's on the floor. And want to shoot your own brother for scuffing up something your dumbass bought for $250 to put on the floor.
No, they would shoot you because you got in line and got some before them.
Right. And go to jail, his jail, right after. Go ahead.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee.
He's going to lend to you, this stranger, these strange nations, the bankers, the Chase Banks, the Wells Fargos. All these people, they're coming up and they're lending to you, read.
And thou shalt not lend to him.
But you ain't lending to him. You ain't lending nothing to him. You don't have it. Read.
He shall be the head.
He's going to be the head. This is a curse on Israel for disobedience. He's going to be the head. These other nations are going to be your head. Read.
And thou shalt be the tail.
You're going to be the tail. You're going to be the almost most useless part of his body.
Wow.
You're going to be in the end where the doo-doo comes out. You're going to be getting the scraps and craps of this nation. Go from there. Go to verse 56. Or 54, excuse me.
Verse 54.
I got a little text here. Muhammad Ali stood up. LeBron and Kobe belonged to Nike slaves. Yeah. And when or it tells you in Isaiah, the 53rd chapter, the ones that do stand up, it says they make themselves a prey.
Yep.
And that's when you look at the brothers and sisters, you Israelites that are standing up for something righteous. Oh, you guys are in a cult. Right. Oh, you guys are aggressive. Oh, you guys just hate. But because we're trying to stand up for a purpose or something strong.
Right.
Because we're not effeminate and broke down. But go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 54.
3 minutes. Go ahead.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Tell me this is not the so-called Negro, the so-called Mexican. The so-called Mexican will look at the black man with his own business, walk right into Abercrombie and spend 8 of his paychecks.
Yep.
Spend his wife's paycheck, his paycheck, and buy his kids clothes and not even have it for himself.
Right.
Because his eye is evil toward his brother, man. And the black man will do the same thing to his own. He'll do it to another black man.
Yeah.
He'll walk right past his business, walk past the mom and pop corner store and go to down Walmart. You know what I mean? And know they got the fresh stuff. They got the organic, and walk right to Walmart and get the dyes and the chemicals, and feed them to his own kids. Go from there to 56.
Wow.
56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
Her eyes going to be evil toward the husband of her bosom, toward the Most High and to her own man.
Yep.
And that's how the black woman is. That's how the Mexican woman is. Their eye is evil toward their own people.
Right.
What he's showing you is their husband, because we didn't deal with the other nations.
Right.
There wasn't no Tiger Woods and Michael Jordans back then. You know, we dealt with our own people.
Yeah.
So her eye was evil toward who? Toward another Israelite, her man, her head. You understand? And this is what I wanted to go through is this is our people, man.
Yeah.
That they've done sold out to these nations.
Yeah, and the thing is that if we're going to become free, brothers and sisters, we got to come out of her, my people, and be not partakers of her sins. Brothers and sisters, we'd like to thank y'all for tuning into the show. We're here. We're going to be changing to Tuesdays when?
The 20th.
The 20th, we'll start teaching, doing this live show on Tuesday. So look out for that, you brothers and sisters that actually look at local in Houston. And we thank y'all for tuning in. We'd like to say shalom.
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 Shalom.